Yep, you have her leave.
Alright.
Congratulations, you passed the hardest skill challenge yet.
Yeah.
he like he goes out
sort of
very,
comes down.
very
He's sort of-
swaggery, you know.
Yeah,
very,
he has like
that's
soot
hard.
on his gloves from helping Moonseer fire the fireworks at the right moment. It wasn't
But
really the
the
planned
suit-
time, but
As soon as he gets out and like spots the others, he's like,
The guards look like they want to slay you, but no, they're not allowed.
Laurel just sort of stares at Raphael
Bill stares back at Laurel.
Riff will look to
and
Raphael.
squeeze like a schoolgirl.
Riff will say, well, what did she say when you went back in?
He like takes a step forward and like looks you in the eye, like he doesn't blink. He hasn't blinked for 5 minutes.
Riff,
His eyes are huge.
Riff's eyes are pretty huge as well, and she says, and she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a pendant and says, "I'm going to the palace soon."
Raphael reaches into his pocket and pulls out a similar pendant.
And
Laurel
she,
looks first like astonished at Rithland, then like kind of scandalized at Raphael.
and Riff is
She,
grinning like the Cheshire Cat from
She
Alice in Wonderland.
she told me to show up in the palace tomorrow night.
Riff grins and says, I may have to go in before you, because I don't think we're going for the same reason, but...
He nods. I don't think so, no.
But Riff is clearly happy and kind of giddy.
I
Paul sort of pats Raphael on the back, sort of
I-
on the shoulder.
I might have done the most horrible mistake of my life.
Riff grins and says, well, it's a first for everything, just like I did just a couple weeks ago.
Raphael smiles wickedly towards Riff and says, well, from what you pulled off last time, I couldn't be upstaged by you.
Riff grins and says, well, perhaps we'll get to work together? Who knows what you're going in the palace for? Perhaps a special appointment in her royal
Wink.
chambers.
Wink,
Wink,
wink.
wink. Yeah.
A simple boy from the colonies. He sort of swallows.
Laurel sort of says, you were no boy today, Raphael. Today you were a hero.
Raphael
Showed all those children living in the slums what they can do if they are like you.
Riff,
Raphael blinks and you see tears fall down his eyes and he looks to Laurel and says, Laurel, you're breaking my heart. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever said. And he sort of lets out a bawl and sort of hugs Laurel.
Riff,
Sort of again pat him on the back and says, we're going to start an orphanage over this.
Riff looks at Raphael up and down and says, I have a feeling
Statue.
we're going to need to do some clothes shopping. And
Raphael sort of collects himself and says, yes, of course.
Oh, statue, yes, that's Moonsea.
You find Moonset basically sitting at a desk, basically like holding his hands, wondering what just happened.
Laurel basically gets to work on basically designing a statue of basically the finishing move that can be put on a pedestal in the middle of this square.
So Raphael holding the Empress, leaning back in his arms.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, a
That
while
needs to be
later,
immortalized.
the Empress walks out from her chamber.
Oh.
You clearly walks out and looks out the main door.
Stands, bows deeply as she walks past.
I believe this was a very eventful night. People of Northside. She begins addressing everyone outside. I thank you all for what was unexpectedly, I think, my favourite night of this year's festival. And I thank all of you for all the things you have done. And I'm glad to see that you all together have managed to achieve something amazing in light of what has happened in your recent times.
fuck you, Gold District.
Fuck you.
Fucking win.
You Guildmaster.
North side, bitches!
Archmage, suck it.
North side, motherfucker!
With my blessing, I hope you all will have great times, and I will ensure that your district as a whole is rewarded for your great efforts. As the Empress takes her bags,
And the people cheer.
smiles.
Yeah.
She riding on top of the wagon. She begins going away. The people are cheering. She gives a wave to Raphael. She goes.
Raphael. He's just stunned.
Riff kind of puts like a hand on his back to kind of steady him, worried
Yeah,
he might faint.
he's like... He has been fanning himself. Quite vigorously.
Tonight he danced with death.
Yes.
One wrong move and he would die.
And it was a draw.
Yeah.
You draw with death. That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's a pretty good good draw, man. Oh wow.
Yeah, when she actually like finishes, Raphael sort of, I imagine just collapses in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. Riff slowly drags him to the tavern and orders them both drinks.
But can you fucking realize how
No,
successful
you don't
my
need to go to the tavern. We have shit here.
Oh.
Like we have barrels and stuff.
Riff does not like no. I just more take Raphael so that he doesn't have to walk too far to get home or to a bed. That he's safe.
Do you realize how successful my dance hall will be after this?
Oh my god, man!
It'll be the best fucking dance hall in the world.
Yeah.
Again, we're building a statue of you here in the middle of the plaza.
Owned by the commoner who danced with the Empress.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be magnificent.
Not the commoner.
Not exactly.
Raphael.
The hero.
Raphael, the hero.
The hero of North.
Oh my god. Well, this has been a very, very good festival.
The night ends. You see the Empress's cart of the Imperial flag driving away into the distance.
I imagine before we sort of go separate ways, we sort of huddle together, more or less.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Both hands are sort of shaking a little.
yeah.
Riff's
He
like,
looks at the other and says, I think I missed a word in my speech. Sort of looks a little worried.
I don't think you have to worry, Laurel. We were pronounced we did it.
Grins. Clearly it was a joke.
Riff staring at the pendant will look to the others and says, "You know what's strange? I heard the Empress laugh." And kind of
Well,
looks around to the others.
Tonight, nothing strange. As he takes a cup of the alchemy and just downs it.
Riff
care right
joins.
now.
Riff joins.
He has a satisfied smile on his face as he raises a glass to all of you. To perseverance and to friends.
Raphael nods, and adding his to audacity.
Riff raises her glass and says, "To whatever the fuck I did. I don't just sure." And raises the glass again.
So I will raise the glass, say to family, and be very quiet.
Riff will notice, but she's in awe of everything, so doesn't quite know what to do about anything. So
And then we down it.
then we down it.
All feels relieved, and satisfied, and happy.
Oh my god, I was so nervous.
Long live the Emperor. And
Yeah, of course, now as she drives out, that's when the national song is.
Mm-hmm.
Almost forgot the children singing the song.
Children!
Line them up on the road.
Children, quickly, sing the song.
By the middle of the night.
The kids were woken up. You're fucking waking
I
up
assume
at
you returned to sleep now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so I would take a bath, but that's out of the question.
Well, you
Raphael-
can take a bath with curtains this time.
Yeah, there's
Oh, been installed.
They've been
Raphael
I
will
don't
also
think
take a
Raphael
bath.
really needs anything now.
Well, he will
Riff,
take a bath when Zoe is done, because he is,
Riff will take
You
a
know,
bath.
so I will go to the.
Yeah, Riff will join, see?
Riff will take a
So goes
bath.
the gold district.
I like Riff.
Riff will take a bath when Zoe goes in, but she's in so much shock she doesn't come out until after Raphael leaves.
And he
she's
stays there
just
for like hours.
Yeah, she's in there with like the pendant, and she's just like
Like
looking
you
at
have to
it.
get people to just knock at the door like, do you need more hot water?
Yes.
Yes.
They come in,
Vegetable.
like, sneak a bucket, like, round the corners for the two of you to put in.
He
Precisely.
will hold up the pendant and sort of call to Riff behind the curtain and said, I got a pendant.
Riff mage hands the curtain to move slightly. She detests not being able to talk to somebody face to face.
Oh, she can throw open the curtain. Raphael won't mind.
But you can't see anything because she has made sure that any bubbles from any
It's so
soapy
steamy.
suds are in the right way. That
Oh,
he
okay.
cannot see anything.
Okay.
Mage hand, man.
Raphael doesn't have that
Magical.
trick, so be warned, I'm just saying.
That's fine.
You can
But
see his fabulous body.
It is fabulous.
Riff says, I have a meeting to maybe be her magical advisor, and I'm going to the
Raphael
palace.
Sort of whips around, sort of looking at her magical advisor?
Riff nods and says,
You?
apparently the
But
priest
you're
has never.
crazy!
Riff nods and says, I know.
I know I am.
And like looks at the pendant and says, "Well, okay." She looked at the letter from the priest and smiled, and then laughed. Raphael, she laughed, and then looks at the pendant again, and then looks back at him and is like, I'm so confused. She didn't even say when. Did she say when to you?
He nods slowly. Yes, she said I would go there in the night.
Riff looks to him and says, maybe I should go before you? Or after you? Or she didn't say a time, Raphael. She just said come to the palace.
I don't know. I don't know what she wants, really. I mean, I couldn't presume. It's one thing to sneak a peek with Zoe in the bath, but she's the Empress. I mean,
Riff's eyes widened and said, Raphael, perhaps I should go, and then when you go there at night, perhaps I can tell you if she's in a good mood or not. Hopefully she will be. I hope I don't die in there. We saw what happened to the halfling, and the Archmage is pretty angry with me.
he certainly is, I suppose, but oh boy.
Riff nods and says, "Oh boy, indeed. And Nairu's still on a fucking block of amber. He should be here to Actually, no. Him not talking is probably a great idea. No, that's actually probably a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah,
Raphael nods. Yeah.
Riff nods eagerly and then like, yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. And then looks at him again and says, for the final time, We're going to the palace, Raphael.
Yes.
We must look fabulous."
He nods solemnly. Yes.
She nods. And then kind of sinks further into the bath. And then calls for... she kind of calls for more hot water through the door.
Well, one of the servants comes in, puts it like round the curtain and leaves.
Raphael sinks into the bath, holds up his only his face sort of kind of sticks up of the bath, and he sort of or an arm where he holds up the pendant, looking at it.
That's like Riff is just laid in the back because like they're kind of facing each other. She's laid in the back, just holding the pendant up with one hand, just like the waterline's at her chin, and she's just staring at it, not sure what to do.
Well, it was certainly a fabulous night.
Riff nods and says, "It was marvelous. Did you like my special trick with the fire?"
It certainly added a lot to it, I think, yes.
Riff nods and says, "Good."
He sort of looks over to the now wilted, like, plume in his hat in the corner. Yeah, I knew it was a good investment.
Riff looks at it and says, "Perhaps I could... my brain's not working anymore."
He smiles. It is fine. It's a sort of I don't know. I'm not a wizard. He looked at the thing. I think it sort of feeds off my incredible charm and sort of recharges. I think it should be fine tomorrow, actually. That's what the gnome in the store told me, at least. He sort of looks at it.
Riff smiles and says, "Well, I suppose that's good. You might need it tomorrow."
He nods. Yes,
Yeah.
I
She smiles and mage hands a towel over and closes the curtain. Says, "I'll see you. See you tomorrow. I guess."
He nods. Yes.
And normally you'd hear like wet feet against the stone.
Mhm.
In Rift's case, you hear that for like 2 steps, and then it's just like normal feet against the stone.
I might need you to craft more of these plumes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll get to that at some point.
A hat just made out of the plumes.
It's just a peacock. Just all the plumes. It takes a standard action to activate, so you can't really use it in combat. But it's really good to have like as a backup when it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Rahal will slowly make his way. Like slightly grinning all the time. And he will, quietly sit down at a table, just looking at the pendant.
Actually, yeah, Riff will do the same, and after a fair few hours, it's come to the point where she can no longer stay awake, and just nods off at the table. Her ring of sustenance, obviously needing the 2 hours rest.
And scene.
And scene, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.